Right now, you're exactly one decision away from a completely different life, but you're going to quit because it hurts. You're tired. You're frustrated. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly the psychological shift. What happens when you stop asking, "Can I do this?" and you start asking, "What happens if I refuse to stop?" You know what? Let's jump into the data. This is some good stuff. Now, a lot of you guys have heard me talk about the 6 foot rule, right? All the Navy SEALs use it. Means they can control everything about within 6 feet of themselves. Well, we're going to reduce it to the 3 foot rule. What this is that the concept is that it's been time and time and time again proven that failures happen within 3 feet from goal. That's literal and non-literal. Point is that we all hit that point where we're like, you know what? I just can't take this anymore. I am frustrated. I'm tired. My bank account is drained and my wife is yelling at me, right? That's your turnaround sign. You're like, I gotta go. But you just refuse to do it because, well, a lot of people actually don't refuse to do it and they fail and they're within 3 physical feet of where they want what they want to achieve. And I can tell you right now, I've been there. Shoot, I've almost quit several times in life. But then I learned a trick. Did you know your brain is a biological mechanism that is designed to keep you safe and it also lies to you and it makes you want to quit, promising all the grandeur of like, hey man, this is a little too tough, bro. You might want to just back this one up and go take it easy and go sit on the beach or watch, Netflix on the couch. I'm going to give you 2 different case studies right now that are in complete polar opposite of that mindset. That wasn't very good English, but you get where I'm going with this. Case study number 1. Now, this actually involves getting rejected not once, not twice, not 100 times. This is 1,009 rejections. Now, who in the heck do you think I'm talking about? So imagine if you're 65 years old, and I'm talking you're completely broke, right? Living off $105 off your Social Security. Your restaurant that you founded just went under because a major freeway bypassed your town. And that was it. Like, you're done. Most people will just stuck the fork in themselves and said, well, that's it. I'm out. I'm cooked. Well, this individual decided to take a little bit different thought pattern on that. And you might know him as Mr. Colonel Sanders. Yes, KFC. So what the Colonel did, is he didn't just sit there and take it. He said, okay, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. And he got up, and he literally got up, grabbed a pressure cooker. He grabbed his unique blend of 11 different herbs and spices, and he hit the road. You know, the brutal reality of this story is that he slept in the back of his car. He knocked on the front doors of multiple different restaurants, trying to get them to use his recipe so he could collect like a cent or two, like fractions of what the restaurant would be taking in per piece of chicken sold, right? So with all of those rejections, and he's sitting there going like, what in the heck, man? Nobody is taking me seriously. Well, at on his last go, was not one on his last one, but on rejection attempt number 1009, a single restaurant finally said yes to him. Now, here's the lesson. Who and which one of you would have stayed around for 1009, slam doors, no thanks, not for us, doesn't work for my business model, my customers wouldn't buy it, this isn't for us, I don't like chicken, whatever, right? Any rejection that you would have heard 1009 times. Here's the lesson takeaway. He is now sitting on a multi-billion-dollar business. We all have eaten KFC. Never give up. Make it an obsession. He made it an obsession. Now, Walmart's founder did the same thing. He was arrested a couple of times. This is a sidebar, by the way. This isn't our second case study. He was arrested in South America because he was on the ground, as a billionaire, on the ground, measuring the width of the different shopping centers or supermarkets, how wide their aisles were. That's how obsessed he was about that. But that's neither here nor there. A lot of us actually, what we really do is we ask ourselves the wrong question. Winners don't really. Let me rephrase that. We tell ourselves and we ask ourselves the wrong questions, and we assume we can't really make it. We never really ask the good ones, and we never say like, "What if I didn't quit? What if I refuse to stop? What if I didn't have an option? Like you came home and your wife's like, hey, baby, I love you. We have 2 babies on the way. You're like, oh my goodness. And we are in a studio apartment. Guess what? You're not going to care about rejections. Got to get a bigger place, right? And that's where the negativity comes in. People, the naysayers, they come out of the freaking woodwork. You can't do this. It won't work. It's a bad market. Financially, this doesn't make sense. Nobody else has done this. You won't succeed. Stop it. Just give up. Do something safe. Wow. Please stop listening to those people. I'm sure they're great. I'm sure they're wonderful humans and they want your best interest. But you got to follow what's true to you if you know what's right in your heart. You never stop. You never give in. And that's the coolest thing. There have been so many people that didn't stop. They kept going and they refused to let the negativity swarm into their brain. So let's go after our next one, our last one. We're going to go through it very quickly. So this guy went through 5,126 failures. And the problem actually all started back in my birth year of 1978. An engineer by the name of James Dyson. Yes, the same James Dyson as the vacuum cleaner. He was super ticked off and frustrated. His home vacuum wasn't, he wasn't keeping suction. It wasn't doing his job. And he noticed a big local sawmill was using a cyclone system to separate sawdust from air and other, particles, right? He's like, I wonder if I can do that for myself. So he started to have an obsession to the point where he actually moved into his back garage, back shed, whatever you want to call it, for 5 years, actually, covered in dust, covered in prototypes. He never, ever stopped. He went bankrupt trying to do this thing. He actually took a second mortgage out on his family home. He was drowning in debt so bad, everybody around him was telling him he had lost his freaking mind. But one day, the magic number hit. He built number 5,126 failed prototypes. And he's like, oh, gosh, dang it. I can't do this. But he said one more time, 5,127. He created the Dyson, vacuum that we all know, we all love, we've all used, we've all seen. And it worked perfectly. So here's the question. Now that he sits on a multi-billion-dollar empire, dominating because of that, problem he solved for himself, are you willing to go through 5,127 rejections? He did because he was obsessed. Are you obsessed for your future and what it's going to hold for you? Man, I hope you are, because I really need you to do it, and you need me to do my side. So go out there, be resilient, be incredible. This is Mornings with McDaniel. You're incredible. You're awesome. I love you. Give me a comment, smash the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.